watch it. Hey, get up, we're going out.
What is it?
It's Britt on the road.
I think I want to hear this.
From the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
Oh, that's a nice combo.
And I love it.
You're on with Britt Bailey.
And away we go!
And we are here. National Finals Rodeo is going on. And Allie Colleen, I so wish you could have made it out for this year's National Finals.
I know. I missed out real big time. I've got some real FOMO here in Nashville. I can promise you that. Yeah.
That seems to be what I've been hearing from a lot of people. They're like, oh, I come out so frequently, and then this year not able to make it. So
yeah. It just I don't know if everyone else is like me, but it just snuck up. You know what I mean? Like I cannot believe it's December. Like
right?
Wild.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I have no clue where the year went, truly.
I have no clue what we did. I don't know what we did this year.
Right. I think it was all just like trying to recoup from the last 2 years.
Right. Yeah, it's all just a blur. It's all just one big man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have been doing a lot of cool stuff, and you have a brand new song out, and it goes right along with our rodeo world that's going on here for these 10 days.
That's very rad to hear.
Yeah, halos and horns. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's been a really cool thing to see it kind of take its life on this road, you know, as we went on the road this year and really got to play it for a lot of things. It's actually wild. Gosh, that doesn't even seem like it was last year, but I guess it was last year for NFR. We got to come and play in Vegas, and we actually showcased this song for the very first time at NFR last year. So now we kind of had it on the road with us for a year, and we put it out just a couple months ago, you know, for the big leagues, and it's just been sick, man. But Halos and Horns is just that. It's just that song of like the archaic cowboy, you know, which is me. Cowgirls are rad, but I'm a cowboy. Yeah. And so it's just kind of that whole battle of like good and evil that all your characters obviously are going to go through, and this one just is like in the setting of a cowboy. But it's been received really, really cool. Had a lot of really cool people work on it and get behind it. So we've loved it.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of people working behind this, tell me a little bit about, I mean, I know we don't like to name drop, but tell me a little bit about on who has been on some of this with you.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of these artists, and I always feel the same when we talk about it in the same way, but it's really cool to see these artists also wear a producer hat. So Lee Bryce and Jared Neiman produced Halos and Horns with myself, and then this really, really talented young engineer here in Nashville named Cody LaBelle. And so we just really kind of tackled this song and this lifeline. And a lot of the lifeline of it came from the writing room. So Eric Dodd and Stephen Hunley and myself, a lot of it kind of came from the writing room in the sense that we kind of knew sonically what we wanted it to sound like and how big we wanted it, but we didn't know anybody who would get just weird enough with it as Lee and Jared would. So they got weird.
When I saw that those two were on this, I'm like, that had to have been so hilarious, because I've partied with those two before, and you cannot describe it.
No, I have so much like background content that I can't ever use. Ever,
right? Exactly.
And I'm just like, you guys, like you can't say something like just not wild for like 2 seconds while I just take some B-roll stuff, and it's impossible. Like it's impossible. So it was just fun, Britt. It was so fun. I still bug them every day to continue to record songs with me, and I think we're going to. Because we've got a full project that we're trying to get. We did 3 songs with Lee and Jared. So Halos and Horns, and then a second song that's came out since then called Feels Like. And then we're kind of holding on to a little treasure box that I got to do with Lee during this time as well. That we're going to put out this coming year. So, but it was just cool. And it was just their perspectives as their versions of cowboys and my version of a cowboy and all that stuff kind of coming together. Yeah. It's been awesome. And to launch all of this with NFR last year, it really set it up to be a pretty cool experience for me.
Oh, yeah. So with the NFR, I mean, of course, every little girl's dream and little boy's dream is to go to the NFR, especially if you're anything of country. How was that for you, walking out and doing that?
Well, last year we didn't do what was scheduled. So last year I was supposed to play on the stage outside of the arena. Outside arena stage. Yep. Because that was kind of the deal at the time, was whoever sang outside got to come inside and perform the anthem.
Right.
And
Yep.
that was kind of what we were sent to Nashville to do, was to go play outside. And then, maybe in a year or a couple years, we'll get to play inside. Cool.
Right.
Well, we get there last year and they walk us to the stadium. And I'm like, this is rad. This is cool. And then they walk us to the stage outside the stadium. And I'm like, this is going to be sick. There's a catwalk. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they walk us past it. And they walk us into the stadium doors. And I'm like, maybe we're getting lunch first. This is rad. We get free food. This will be sick. Yeah. No, they took us right down to the dirt. And as soon as we stepped on the dirt, I just kind of looked at my manager and she goes, yeah. And I go, let's go.
Oh,
and it was amazing. So everything about last year was a blown away experience for us.
Awesome.
And then also to get to sit and watch the rodeo. I mean, it was amazing. I had a couple really, really kind women walk me around the bulls and the pins in the back and just like introduce them to me and tell me about their chiropractors and like all the stuff that no one knows about the bull world about, kind of thing. And I was like, this is rad. This is amazing. So I don't have a single experience from that day that wasn't just like the cherry on top.
Right. And that's one of those things that you sometimes don't even realize that you have on your bucket list, and things happen here at the NFR that you're like, yep, that would have been something I put on that list.
Yes. It was amazing.
I ended up getting to ride the elevator with George Strait, and just random. I ended up walking in. I was on my phone. I was looking at that, and they had just taken him into the elevator, and everybody's supposed to like not be there. But since I was going down into the media room, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm blonde. And all of a sudden the security guy, he was a great guy. And he's like, Britt. And I'm like, yep, just heading down there. Yep. All the way down. And he's like, and I'm like, well, hi, George.
Hiya, Georgie. That's amazing. I didn't think anything was missing from my day, but now riding the elevator with George was missing from my car experience.
Oh, it was so crazy. And I didn't want to be one of those people that are like, oh my God, but I so wanted to be that person. So we ended up taking a selfie.
Yes, you did. That's my girl. Yes.
So, but no, I mean, NFR is just one of those experiences. And that's what I was going to say. When I saw you, you were on the dirt
down there
and stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy that they told you the other way. And did you know that dirt, I think it was like 2015, 16, they actually sold bottles of that dirt.
They told me that. Told me that. And they also kept making fun of me because like my guys and I, everybody does this on tour. You have more silly like sport things in your trailer than you have equipment. You know what I mean? Like we're always playing whatever that game is where you have the Velcro pads and you're throwing like the tennis ball back to each other.
Yep.
We do that. I call it like Girl Scout baseball, but I don't know what it's actually called. But that's what we call it.
Nerf something. I remember that.
So I kept picking up the dirt, like the big clumps of it, and like breaking it up and like throwing it at my guys. And all these cowboys kept going around like, "Oh, wait till she finds out what's in the dirt." And I'm like, we all know what's in the dirt, you guys. I'm still gonna shake your hand and apologize for it. Like we're not worried about it. Like, we're on the dirt. Like, are you joking?
Right.
Like anyone else would kill to be standing on this dirt right now. And I'm playing in arguably poop and loving every minute of it. Like amazing. But they did tell me about the bottled dirt when I was down there playing. And I was like, that makes sense. Makes sense. I've got 2 bottles in my backpack right now that I'm sneaking home. So that makes perfect sense that they sold it, to be honest.
I was one of the people that had to go and scrape up the dirt to put in there because I was actually selling merch that year for the NFR. And they're like, hey, we've got these bottles. Some of them didn't get filled. Can you go fill bottles of dirt? And I'm like, this seems like a really good marketing thing. Like I'm game to do this. But my thought is where do I go to get this? And so I went right in the tunnel where all of that is, because my thought is that, everybody goes in the tunnel as they run in for the grand entry. So everybody, and that dirt is taken out and put in every year, the same dirt. So that's still the same dirt from when it first came to Las Vegas, according to what I understood. So all the legends have actually ridden through on that dirt.
I mean, what's more holy between like the holy water by the door at the church? You know what I mean? Like as you're walking in, or the one in the middle? Probably as you're walking in. I get it. I'm right there with you.
Yep, exactly.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. I went straight for the barrel. So as soon as we got down there and the stage was still up, they had the barrels laying around that they would pop out of. So I just went straight to the barrel. And then of course my drummer like kicked me over and rolled me in it, and it was very painful and it was awesome. We had such
fantastic.
We had such a fun day. Also shout out to Greeley Hat Works out of Denver. They set up, and they sell their hats, and they have these really amazing custom hats. And I got to that July before NFR last year. I got to go and like get size for my hat and design it and everything, but I hadn't seen it yet.
Cool.
So I got
Trent
to
is amazing
during NFR week, and so everything about that week was just very, very cool for us.
Oh my goodness! And Trent is so great. Like he's so good with his design. I mean, like to be able to figure out what you want, and that thing has been on so many people. Presidents.
It looks scary. It looks very spooky. The old parlor chair they make you sit in is getting it too. If you like go to the Greeley Hat Works shop, it's freaking sick. It's very cool. But Trent's amazing, and he's got that weird. I love you, Trent. He's got that weird like nerdy cowboy aesthetic that I kind of have sometimes, and I love him. I think
I do too. Don't look at the logo on this one. This was just the hat that I grabbed this morning. Trent has done so many of my hats, and he had this one that was black that was fashion. It had like beads on it sewn. I mean, so very, very cool. And he has such a different take. It's always getting something from Trent is going to be so unique and so perfect.
Cool. It's so cool. It's exactly what fashion needs to be for somebody like us too, where it's just that one piece.
Yes.
Everything else speaks for itself, but you need that one piece. And mine is always either a hat or shoes. Like those are my two pieces that I go between. Amen. And like, oh my gosh, like how rad are those freaking Greeley hats? They're the coolest thing on the planet.
Totally. Well, and kudos to Trent now with all of the Yellowstone success as well.
Yeah, so, that was cool. That was cool. I know it's made him a little harder to respond to emails, but
it's kind of a little strange. He's just a little bit busy more with Kevin Costner than us.
Just a little. That makes sense.
Oh man. Well, so what do you have going? You teased a little bit about some new music. What else do you got going for coming up for this next year?
Yeah, we got new music coming out. We've had a song that hasn't by TikTok standards has not gone over the moon or anything yet, but what we do have a song that has some pretty good traction on TikTok right now that we're really pushing, and it's just a really new narrative. It's a narrative that's really important to me, and it's very similar to what it would be like if a woman decided to take that step to propose, kind of thing. And it's still a very feminine way. It's still very rad, but it's just all about men being pursued. You know, the narrative forever has been that they pursue us, but I think it'd be very cool to pursue somebody. So we have this really cool song named Honest Man that we're kind of teasing around on the internet and stuff like that, that we're going to release in 2023. And then hopefully the whole back half of a new EP is going to come out in 2023 as well. And hopefully still with Lee and Jared that we're working on right now. So we're really just trying to get on the road, trying to get out there. We will be out there in the Vegas area in February. Playing at Stoney's. So we're really excited to get back out there too as well. Bummed it's not during NFR time now, but we'll make those plans for November, December next year as well, and we'll figure it out.
Definitely. Well, and you will definitely have to come see us when you are out here for NFR and all of our Alpha stations. As you travel around, we can't wait to have you on all of these. And, speaking of women pursuing men, maybe you should get Bumble to like sponsor that,
Get Bumble to just get behind it?
Yes.
Dang. I had my time when we talked about how funny it would be to have a Tinder behind us. So now maybe Bumble's the new one anyway. Let's do it. Exactly. I'd have to relearn all of them, but I'm I think it's for education.
It is.
I would get into it for education.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. Allie, thank you so much for joining me here and being on. So
thank you for fitting me in your time. I know you've got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of elevators with important people to go renegade in. So enjoy yourself, Britt. Thank you so much for making time for me.
Yes, thank you. Have a good one, and we will see you down the road.
Bye, guys.
That was another On the Road exclusive with Britt Bailey.
Now that's what I call country.
Yeah, you guys are so much fun. It's just who we are.
Bring on the country.
That's what we do.
On location at the National Finals Rodeo.